Thank you very much for that introduction. Again, my name is Doreen Duncan, and I'm originally from North Dakota, but I've lived here in Arizona for over 30 years. I'm married to Ken Duncan, and he is from the San Carlos Apache tribe. And you will get to meet Ken this evening. I believe he is doing the opening welcome address to your event this evening. But as I mentioned, I'm from North Dakota, but I'm really happy that you are here in Arizona. Arizona is home to 22 different Native American tribes. In the United States, there are over 500 different Native tribes. We have many different traditional dress. Of course, we dressed according to the environment that we lived, but also of different languages. Many times in our travels, we've been very blessed to be able to travel, and we meet people who have asked me, "Do you speak Indian?" Now, that would be like asking someone, "Do you speak European?" Because there are many different languages. And of course, we do not all look the same. We do not all dress the same because we are in different locations and we would dress according to where we lived. But I want to begin by really welcoming you to Arizona. Arizona is very rich in Native tradition. There are many tribes here. And we're going to be representing a couple of tribes in Arizona, but also, as I mentioned, Native people throughout North America, all the way Canadian, here in America, and also down in South. We did not have borders then, so many of the tribes just lived in both areas. I'm originally from North Dakota. I'm Arikara, Hidatsa, and Mandan. My tribes lived along the Missouri River. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about my tribes a little bit later, but at this time I would like to introduce our MC for our program. One of my sons, Ken, and I are very blessed. We have 7 boys, we have 1 daughter, and we have 7 grandchildren. So we've been very blessed. And my son Carl, he lives in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I'm going to go ahead and let him tell you a little bit more he'll tell you more about himself, but he's going to provide be the MC this afternoon. So again, welcome.
Good afternoon. My name's Carl Duncan, and I'm one of many children here. Most of my family all live here in Arizona, but I chose to, after high school, go to college somewhere else, and I went to college at a place called the Institute of American Indian Arts in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And the institute was started back in the 60s, and my parents actually met there. The institution there started kind of as a boarding school. And as it was a boarding school, as a high school boarding school, different Native students came from different tribes to this place where they learned about Native art. They learned about museum work and how to maybe take care of the art. So there's a lot of painters, a lot of museum professionals, sculpture people, also people who work in cultural preservation that kind of went through that institution. And so my mother went there, and my father also went there. Later on, my mother became the museum director for the Salt River tribe here, right next to Phoenix, and she was a museum director there for about 10 years. So I grew up in a museum setting, and so when it came down to look at different programs for college, I thought the idea of preserving culture and kind of using that museum background would be a smart thing to do. So I went to IAIA, which it's kind of known as, and got my degree in museum studies, my bachelor's in museum studies. And after that, I kind of stayed there in Santa Fe, and that's where I live right now. I came down for a special dance ceremony for my niece. It was a women's Pima coming of age ceremony. And different tribes have different ways of kind of honoring and kind of recognizing different aspects of life. I think that's what Native culture is mainly about, is about celebrating life in kind of their own unique ways. And this coming of age ceremony is unique and special for kind of this area here. My sister, who's going to come out later, she went through an Apache puberty ceremony. Men also have ceremonies, but Apaches, boys, kind of have a different way of coming of age ceremony, which is kind of, you can't really do that anymore because it has to do with rating, and being a man in Apache culture, that's a kind of different way of kind of becoming a man. So they don't really do that anymore. But so I now work at in Santa Fe for a pueblo, one of the tribes out there in New Mexico, called the Pueblo Pewaukee. And I am the curator for the art collection there at a resort that they have, their resort casino. And one of the things that they wanted to do was to ensure that they, put in the budget and put in the plan that Native art was going to be part of that that project that the tribe was doing. And so they have a collection of over about 400 different pieces of art, and they, acquire art from the different artists there instead of kind of going through galleries and try to support Native artists that way. So we have pottery, we have paintings, we have different Native regalia there. And so it's really good that we have visitors come through, and we try to educate the visitors of what the different tribes, what their story is, whatever the artist is trying to tell through their different particular piece of art. So I came back this weekend, and I'm happy to hang out with my brothers and my family here in the valley. So right now, I guess that's a little bit about me, and then we're gonna have some of the different models, the different people come out, and they're also going to introduce themselves and tell a little bit about what they're wearing, where they're from, their families, and what they're involved in. So I guess right now we're going to have all of them come out at once and have a kind of a grand entry. And you kind of see all of them all together at once, and so they're going to come in at this grand entry and have a song, and they're going to feature all of their different wares. Thank you. So as you saw very quickly, there's many different tribes. They wear different materials, different designs, different colors, and all of them are unique to that specific tribe. All of them have different meanings, whether in the desert, water might be very important. Whether you go to the mountains or you go to different places, it may be hunting, and the vegetation there of gathering is also maybe as equally as important somewhere else. And so there's a variety of different things that different tribes highlight with their traditional dress. And also even throughout the different tribes, there's uniqueness that is particular maybe to certain families, that they're known for different styles. So right now we're going to have Martha Martinez from the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community here, and she's going to come down the line there, and she's going to introduce herself also.
Kamadushik, Niumi Wahot, Nya Marti Muliek, Nya Ludlow Martinez family command. It's good to see everyone. My name is Martha Ludlow Martinez, and right now I'm representing the Pipash community that lives in the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community. Now, the Pipash are related to a lot of the Pi tribes, so Havasupai, Wallapai, all those Pi tribes that are near this area, they're all related. But you can also see that a lot of the attire that I wear, the clothing, the traditions, are also related to many of those who live in California. So even if you go up to California, a lot of the clothing that I wear are similar in some ways. But I'm wearing, as I said, a Pipash dress. Pipash translates into the people. So where I come from, they're called Hashidom Pipash, which translates into people who live towards the water. So with that, I am actually wearing a two-piece dress. The top is a white blouse, and it's called a Spanish peasant type blouse. So of course, after the Spaniards had come, we had adapted to many of the things that they had already. So this is a blouse they adapted to. My skirt is red, and it has black, yellow, and white ribbons. Those 4 colors represent so many different things. But to the Pipash people, in the creation story, it's said that the color each represents a direction that the brothers had traveled in their creation stories. Now, next I have a black scarf. Scarves are traditionally only worn during creation ceremonies. So what would happen is, after they would be dancing, they would place a scarf on them around their neck for the dancers, for all those who came. And after they were done, they were to burn it. So nothing was ever kept. So along with the body, all their belongings, even their house, everything would be burned. Because it was a sign of mourning. But of course now, as things have changed, it's more common now to see a lot of the young women, especially those who bird dance, to wear that. I have a cape, and the cape is beaded. It's all beaded. And they come in different colors, different sizes, and different designs that are on here. And the ones that I have right here are made, has diamonds on there. So if you see a lot of the Kokopah tribes, or you see Yuman tribes, they also have designs similar to it, but they come big and small and very, very bright if they would like them to. I also wear a pair of gourd earrings. Since I'm also a bird dancer, this is just to represent those singers that always sing for me, and they were given to me by one of our council members in the area that I come from. Lastly, I hold an oya. This oya represents pottery that Pipash are renowned for. They're very well known for their pottery work. So this is what I'm representing here, and again, I'm representing the Pipash tribe. Thank you.
Thank you.